guys talking about your new music.
I mean, this show is a tribute to Rockford Files and Columbo. I don't know if you knew that.
Well, Columbo, I'm not very familiar with. Rockford Files, though, has an awesome theme song. Well, we listen to Jack's Victoria's Secret. And that's JAX, like Mortal Kombat.
Fatality. Jax wins.
Jax.
It's not something that belongs to Jack. It's
like Ajax. Is that
like
how you spell
yeah.
Ajax? Yes.
Jeez.
Oh, Jax
Ajax
without the A. Ajax without the A. Oh yeah, there's the A. Jax. It's Jax.
And we're like, hey, Jax. So this was a track that I inadvertently picked this last week because I thought that it was going to be just a little bit more rockin', something that you can hear inside of Claire's or icing in the mall. It kind of had I thought it would be fun. Turns out this thing has a message.
There's a message.
Anybody
getting us, we're gonna get in trouble. I mean,
I think we are gonna get in trouble.
We're old guys. What do we don't understand messages.
What do you think about it? What do you think about musically? Let's just talk about the music. What do you think about it musically? Like what were your first impressions of this?
I mean, my first impressions. I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
It reminded me of early 2000s rock, like Blink-182 style, for some reason.
It did to me too. Yeah, it had a very youthful feel to it, and it
Right.
still does. It felt like had lots of energy,
Mm-hmm.
very synthetic, but I kind of like it when it's in this context.
Right. Yeah, it was very like it's on the grid, right? Which I don't like. On the grid, very straight.
Yep.
But I mean, we don't get a lot of rock songs.
No. So it's like even the scraps, you gotta kind of like hold on to them and hoard them and celebrate them, lift them up.
Yeah,
say, hey,
I mean,
we can still make this.
Yeah, if this would have came out in like whatever 2002, and I had like the White Stripes and freaking whoever else was around back then, I probably been like, oh, that's not so good because I got the White Stripes. I got the Strokes.
Yeah,
you know,
got the Shins even.
Godspeed, all the beggars at dawn.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there.
All the whole indie rock scene. But like now, I'm like, I ain't got nothing. This thing's awesome.
Yeah, I do. Tonally, I really like the way that it sounds. I like the way it feels. It is catchy. Like the chorus is very. Like you just said, it's on the grid though. It's like very like we know this pattern. It's already been beaten into our heads a lot,
right.
So it's easy to fit these words into it and to remember it. And it's not a bad thing. I like the music. I think that it works really well. It's it's formulaic, but it's for a reason because it works.
Right. I mean, yeah, it uses like a chord structure that we've like heard a million times. I think it's like the same as like Crocodile Rockin' or. Like what's that song where, when I strut my stuff, I just knock you out.
I'm high as a kite, I just might stop to check you out.
Like Blister in the Sun.
Oh, yeah.
Go on, right? It's got that do, just take that do,
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's not like a nursery rhyme or anything, but it has that same kind of effect of like just kind of like earworming its way into you, and
right.
It's just I don't know. It just feels good, like completing those melodies.
It's familiar, comfortable. It's nice. I liked it. Can I tell you about her a little bit?
I know nothing about this person, but she seems interesting.
All right, so she was on American Idol back in 2015. And she did not win. She was like a 4th place, 5th place finalist, but enough that like high enough that she could go on tour with them all and do her thing. And then after that, it just seems like she kind of, kept it going, doing internet stuff, right?
Sure.
She's like on YouTube, TikTok. She's one of those crowds, doing that thing. So, and that's really it. I mean, and this song was like, on YouTube, TikTok, and, got big. And She doesn't really have any albums, mostly like just
Okay.
singles, and just comes up with a song, does it on YouTube.
So how old is she? Where's she from? Do we know any of that?
She's from New Jersey.
Okay.
I know that off the top of my head. She's going to be, I'm going to say she's probably like 25.
I only ask because, like, in a couple of the videos and the shorts that I saw, she appears to be much older than I expected.
Right.
Especially because I know the whole point of the cover was the song, but
Right.
I just wasn't expecting her to look so mature. I thought that she was. I mean, she seriously sounded like she was probably like in her like late teens, early 20s.
She's 26 years old.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So mid 20s. You were right, but
Mid 20s. And I think she's just been like continue to hack at it, right? I mean,
sure.
it
seems
I
like
don't
it.
I always have my, I like these people that continue to like try to get it out there. I'm always a little doubtful about them when what their intentions are. Like I always worry that their intention is to be famous and not their intention is not to make music.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I mean, so I like that she like kept hacking away at it. She got a song out there. There's like a Sirius XM performance of her.
I know Victoria's Secret, and girl, you wouldn't believe.
And it's nice because it's not like the Meghan Trainor like Good Morning America thing where she's singing with a track and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the Sirius thing is like it's acoustic. She's singing it. There's not like a ton of effects on her voice, So it's organic. She's doing her thing. I like it.
That sounds all right. I would be into that. Because one of the things about her, how little I appreciated her voice. I personally really don't like the way she sounds. I think the song is still, competently written and everything, but personally, I just didn't really understand why.
I like her voice.
Okay.
And only because I'm not a fan of people fake voicing it. Like oh yeah, I'm singing it. She just sang it
Or
like the way she sang it. I mean, like Taylor Swift. Like Taylor Swift sings it the way she sings it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to give her a medal for having the most wonderful voice, but I like
Sure.
the honesty behind the voice. And I feel like this girl's honest. She just sings the way she sings.
Right. Well, and clearly, Jax. By the way, Jax, like that's her middle name or her abbreviation of her last name.
I mean, Jackie Monastic.
Okay,
that's her name.
Jackie Monastic. See, now I lost my train of thought. I forgot what I was talking about.
Yeah, Monastic. I don't know. I could be saying that totally wrong, and I could have read that totally wrong. But yeah,
the song, like I said earlier, because it sounds kind of synthetic, and like some of the things are just kind of crunchy and
right,
don't sound too authentic. I think it's just because her
and
voice.
I'm gonna guess it wasn't like a high production value.
Right.
Like she's grassroots. She probably has a studio she goes to, has some people she works with, but it's not going to be at Beyonce level, quality.
Sure. But I mean, if she doesn't have, like the Beyonce level of everything that she has, or she doesn't have the vocals of like a Mariah Carey, this style works pretty well, I think, for her, especially since she's pushing like a positive message here to like her fans, like people who do like her a lot. Like maybe this is a good niche for her.
I mean, she just seems real. That's what I like about her. I mean, she's not,
Right on.
you look at this live performance. I mean, she just dresses like she dresses. She's not like wearing bikinis, she's not shaking her butt. She's just doing the song, right?
She's walking the walk and talking the talk.
Right. I mean, those are a lot of
appreciate that
issues I have with music, right? When it's just like, it's not about the music. It's about like, I'm just shaking my butt to a song, lip singing at the concert. I'm
Yeah.
trying to be sexy. I'm trying. I don't need that. I mean,
Yeah.
I
It's like
got
an overall.
websites for that.
I got bookmarks up the A for that stuff, but it's kind of like someone who wants to be just like an entertainer in general versus someone who just is really passionate about music or about singing or one particular aspect of it. It's like a kind of an overall, like, whatever it is, I'll entertain you. It's like, I mean, it's got to be why so many. I mean, I would assume like people go from music to movies. And like,
Right.
how many rappers have turned actors, and it's pretty cool that transition can happen, but it's also like kind of part of the deal. Like they know how to entertain in a lot
Right.
of ways, I guess. I don't know.
They're the creative people, so they entertain in all the ways that they can.
Exactly. And that in and of itself, just they're around. That's good. But
Right. I mean, and then also there is like a level of a lot of these people are just. I mean, some of them are songwriters, and then other ones are just performers. And so, to transition from singing a song to doing acting or doing something else, that's right up their alley, as opposed to somebody who is like so intense into the music, into the production angle that that's all they do and they're really good at that. It's hard for those people to kind of like transition to doing something else. Like you take like a David Gilmour.
To come up behind you again. The sun is the same in a relative way, but you're older.
Roger Waters,
Confusion, that Space Cadet Club.
like those guys, and I just pulled those guys out of a hat, their name out of a hat, right? But they're like great musicians, right? And to become a great musician like that, you like focus so much on your instrument in your task that like, you're not going to see Roger Waters like out, acting. Or David Gilmour out acting, right?
yeah.
Even though they made The Wall and all that stuff, and they made all those great music videos. But I mean, as that was just a concept, an extension of the songs that they were writing, not them performing those as actors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Jax made music videos, though. She made lots of videos. I couldn't find an official music video for this track outside of
there
a lyric
wasn't.
video.
Yeah, I couldn't find an official music video for this. She did have like a flash mob where like she danced outside of a Victoria's Secret. Right. I mean, it's just classic. It's classic modern day internet, right? You throw that.
It's so TikTok.
It's so
show up somewhere
TikTok.
and
You got to
dance.
throw it up like, 9 ways to be cool, but you'll never believe number 5, right?
It's those things at the bottom of CNN.
Yeah.
New rule passed in California, and people are not happy.
Yeah. There you go. But and in terms of like, well, it's funny. I'll go into the messaging of the song. She says that there was a video out there. She said that like one of the girls that she babysat like said something about her body, and that's what like, got her to write the song.
So this is Chelsea. She's the kid I babysit. So yesterday I picked Chelsea up from the mall and her friends went bikini shopping at Victoria's Secret. Chelsea literally got in the car hysterically crying. Tell them what she said.
She said the bathing suit made me look too fat, too flat.
I wrote a song for you because when I was your age, I had a lot of eating problems and I wish somebody would have said this to me.
I found it kind of interesting because all the girls I've ever known, they've always really been into like going to Victoria's Secret and stuff like that. So I never knew, I don't know if she just grabbed Victoria's Secret as like, oh, this will be good to have a good song about. Or if like there's actually like, ladies out there that are like, I don't like Victoria's Secret, it gives me body issues or things like that. So
That's the hard thing to decipher, actually, like, because it could have gone both ways. It could have gone one way of, this is a really great way to get attention because it's a hot topic issue. Like, everyone's going to have an opinion on it. But I can also see like, her being inspired by it and her actually having feelings about it and wanting to do it and just it just happened to be like a Victoria's Secret reference that was brought up to her, and that just kind of opened up the floodgates. And maybe that's like we really don't know because we don't know her, so it's easy to like kind of say it was one or the other. Where the truth is probably somewhere in the middle, as everything else is. But yeah, the message of it. I mean, hey, yeah, yay everything. That's
yay. So
yay all women. That's what I say.
Turn it up, turn it down, turn it off.
Turn it down. I will never turn this off. It doesn't offend me the way the future does, but I will definitely turn it down because I'm
gonna turn it up for
a
few weeks. I'm gonna be annoyed by it in a couple weeks because it's just too familiar and too catchy. Mm-hmm. But for now, I'll turn it up. What do we listen to next week?
Well, next week we're going back to the country scene once again because we just can't let it go. And also, country music is very popular, and we're gonna find out what it's like to have a heart like a truck.
It's got a leg, put down when it's leaving. Lord knows it's taking a hell of a beating. A little bit of love is all that it's needing, but it's good as it is tough. I got a heart like a truck.
It's such a weird title.
Heart like a truck. Yeah, like Lainey Wilson. I think that's who sings it.
Oh, I should have mentioned you saying. Yeah, Lainey Wilson. And
so, what do you think?
Does she have? Is she? It sounded like she had a fake accent at the beginning of that video. It kind of sounded a little like an English person impersonating John Wayne.
Someone put up $100,000 for John Wayne to be or not to be from Hamlet. So he went to be or not to be. That is a question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer this length and hour. Who wrote this shit?
A lot of these country stars, they have marbles in their mouth for some reason. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. It wasn't always like that.
I don't remember Randy Travis talking like that, but
yeah, Randy Travis was like one of the few, right? I don't think. George Strait doesn't talk like that. He doesn't sing that. Conway doesn't sing like that. Talk like that. He's too busy going, "Hello, darling.
Nice to see you. It's been.
Can't do that with marbles in your mouth.
You can't. You can't do that.
That was almost the best I should say. But anyway.
Anyways, we'll find out more about that next week.
Man, what a show. We're going.
So here we are. This was kind of a dry show, but what can you say? Next week it'll be more lively, more truck references.
Exactly. Now that we know Victoria's Secret, now we can get back into trucks.
Yeah. Don't forget, subscribe and like and all that garbage.
Alcohol and booze.
We'll catch you next week.
Old guys talk about new music.